Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Subban. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got another crazy show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, as you guys know, PK Subban made some headlines early this week during a segment that he was featured on ESPN First Take. And on this day, they had PK, Stephen A. Smith, and Shannon Sharpe, and they were talking about the hockey player, I can't remember his name, who basically broke Wayne Gretzky's record for the most goals, right? I think he had 895 goals, which is the most in the history of the NHL. So they then found a way to somehow tie LeBron James into this topic. And which one is more impressive, LeBron's scoring record or this one here? And then all of a sudden it started. Shannon started twerking, Stephen A. Smith to a certain extent started twerking, and then PK was like, no. I think this comparison is laughable. The fact that you guys are even trying to make this thing a comparison is a joke. And Shannon got very, very offended, because I think what really set Shannon off was then he started mentioning, he's like, look, I hold Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant in higher regard than LeBron James. And that's what really set him off, right? And they got into this heated back and forth. Now, we want to play that for you because it's going to give you guys some context as to what we're going to be referring to in today's show. So take a listen to what these guys originally said on ESPN First Take earlier this week.
And LeBron, great feat. But I will say this. I think it's borderline insulting to think that the longevity of LeBron's career is even close to the comparison of what Alex Ovechkin has done over the past 20 seasons. For this and for this only. Number one, 82 games we play. Same amount of games as basketball. There is no way that anybody on this planet is going to convince me that LeBron James's body has been put through more rigorous, tumultuous, physicality, worn down, the grind of a hockey season. Guys, I mean, what are we talking about here? 20 seasons? He's only missed 35 games in those 20 seasons.
That's incredible.
1,487 games, 895 goals. The most feared hockey player, in my opinion, to ever lace up the skates is Alex Ovechkin. Why? Because he can impact the game offensively and physically. You got to pack a big lunch for this guy. LeBron James, great player. Great player. Great talent. He's done it all. But in the fear factor, there's no way that anybody fears LeBron James the way they do Alex Ovechkin because of the physicality in the sport. Hold on there. Hold on a second. Alex Ovechkin playing the hockey at 235, 240, 250, moving around the ice the way that he does, he could have hurt a lot more players in his time. This guy was feared by everyone, not just because he could put the puck in the net, because of the way he played the game in between the whistles. Not only that, one team. He didn't go to any other team. 20 seasons on one team. That means whoever the organization put in that lineup, he had to find ways, and he's doing it now. So you want to talk about towards the end of his career. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the amount of time that he's missed over the past 5 years. Go look at what LeBron's missed over the past 5 years. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you this. PK, on average, how many minutes does a hockey player play per game? So how many minutes would you say Ovi is playing per game?
Well, it's situational. For defensemen, they always play more minutes. But
I wish LeBron could play situational.
Hold on.
Let him finish.
I wish he could play situational.
Forwards in hockey have to do the most skating. So they may not play the most amount of minutes, but they're up and down. They're in on the forecheck. Go watch Ovi play. What you guys are seeing of him today, everybody wants to look at him now and say, oh, it's easy. That's a shell of who Ovi's been over the past 20 years.
You can't have it both ways, though.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't have it both ways?
What I'm saying is you can't sit up there and marvel at the greatness of LeBron James along with the durability of a LeBron James and then bring up the fact that, Ovechkin played for the same team for 20 years, and as a result, that's
hockey.
A plus.
Yeah.
It's still hockey. Now, obviously, that category that you brought up is paramount if you're talking about winning, because obviously you got to adjust to new teammates, et cetera, et cetera. But if you know how to score, you know how to score. It's just that simple. So being a hockey player and being somebody, just because you played with one team, all right, and you had to make adjustments to new personnel, doesn't stop you from losing your ability to score. I'm looking at a LeBron James. Yeah, you went to 3 different teams, but he won with all 3 teams. Okay, and the durability is
Hold on.
scored with all
Whoa,
3.
whoa, whoa.
Consistently a career 27-point per game scorer. Not to mention the fact that, again, while winning and scoring 27 points per game, the durability factor, he has been one of the most, if not the most durable athlete in modern NBA time.
Alex Ovechkin has been more durable. Alex Ovechkin has been more durable than LeBron James over his career. Go look at the numbers. Based on the simple fact of the sport that he's playing, we can't compare these two. I don't see the comparison. We're playing football on ice.
No, you never do.
Games.
You never do, PK.
Hold on, 82 games. Alex Ovechkin, 82 games, is getting hit, dishing out hits. LeBron's not taking those hits. He's not taking the same abuse, guys.
You make it seem like Ovi is an anomaly. Okay, Ovi is an anomaly. How many 6'9", 260-pound basketball players have you ever seen be able to handle the ball, do everything LeBron James has been able to do? Tell me the time. Name another basketball player that's comparable to LeBron James. I'll wait. Take your time.
Well, hold on. No one's talking about LeBron James not being special. He is special.
But you mentioned
want me to, hold on.
230, 240.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that LeBron James isn't special. If we want to talk about greatness in basketball, that's a whole different conversation. I'll compare a bunch of other players.
The feet.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, LeBron's great, but he ain't Kobe, he ain't Jordan for me. So what I'm saying is, it's not about size. You want to talk about 6'9"? I'm talking about the
Jordan's fine. You can't say Kobe. You can't say Kobe.
Well, yeah, I did. I put Kobe ahead of him. Kobe's ahead of LeBron.
PK, I've heard you say this. You base everything on mentality. Oh, they were at the end of the day. A black mamba gets his credit because it's the only snake that will attack you without provocation. But it's not as dangerous as a top hand. It's not as dangerous as a common brown. So what are we talking about here? John Wick kills a lot of people, but so did James Bond. So what are we doing if the job gets done?
Did you
well, hold on. Hold on. If we're measuring greatness, let's talk about that. Hold on, Shannon, let's talk about that. Because, Shannon, you've won, right? You've won. Let's measure greatness for a second. If we're measuring greatness, it's not just about the numbers. It's not just about the numbers and the impact on the court for me. For me, it's situational. It's also about the moments, rising to the moment and showing that you are capable of influencing fear into the other team. When I look at great players, that's what they all have the quality to do. I'm sorry. There's nobody in basketball other than Kobe and LeBron that has ever instilled fear in their opponents like those two guys.
Kobe and Jordan.
Kobe and Jordan, excuse me. That's why I have those two ahead of everyone. I'm just saying, that's my opinion.
Eastern Conference, when LeBron was in the Eastern Conference, did they fear him? Ask the teams for that 8-year span in which LeBron James went to every NBA Finals in the East, did they fear him?
Fantastic. So you heard what those guys said there. So this morning I was going to the internet, and I came across some sound, and I think PK was on a show that was covering some topics surrounding the NHL. And they brought this very topic up again. Now, usually what happens is when people take strong positions that are, I guess, anti-LeBron, what usually ends up happening is that these people end up walking their positions back a little bit later. Maybe public pressure gets to them, maybe peer pressure gets to them, and then they all of a sudden capitulate. But in the case of PK, not only did he not capitulate to the pressure, he doubled down. He went a step further and was like, no. I don't care what Shannon and these guys had to say. I was 100% right. It was laughable then, and it's laughable now. And I'm like, yo, we got to give this guy a standing ovation. But before we get into his new comments, today's video is brought to you by sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. I'm really looking forward to the game coming up between the Knicks and the Cavaliers in New York on Friday. Here's what I like to do. I turn on all-in pricing so I know exactly what I'm paying for up front. I check Game Time Picks to find out the most valuable deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is want to play what PK had to say as he doubled down and hit back hard at his critics over his Kobe Bryant, LeBron James comments, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to him here.
He's not.
How about Shay giving you the business too?
Well, he can give the business all he wants. You heard me. He's not.
You're on in the morning, you're on in the afternoon, and here you're on at night. So the Ovechkin record, for perspective, you like all the sports. You're a sports fan.
Big time.
Where do you want to rank that among all the other great achievements in the other sports? Jerry Rice, touchdowns.
Touchdowns, and and listen, that's actually something a little bit more similar. I would say a wide receiver, touchdowns, would be more similar to a hockey player because you got a guy charging at you. You got to worry about defensive players taking your head off. You know, Barry Bonds you spoke about, he doesn't have to worry about getting hit. Right, you know,
LeBron James
doesn't have to worry about getting hit, right? So it's different, and for me, this record has got to be the most difficult because it's not the points record. The points record to me is a little bit easier. You get secondary assists. It's a little bit different of a award. When you score goals, I don't care if you got guys passing. It's all based on you. You have to put your body in harm's way. You have to get into the dirty areas. You can't score 895 goals just from one spot. He scored a lot of goals from there, but he scored a lot of goals too around the net, in around the net, in the slot, in those dirty areas. And that's what you got to think about, is the physicality that goes with that. And Ovi's top 3 in hits of all time.
Yes.
Probably going to be the all-time hits leader. He's 6'3", 250 pounds. This guy, the size in which he was to be able to play this long and be this consistent. I mean, 40 goals this year leaves. Broke his leg, comes back and scored 40.
So you heard what PK had to say there. Let me tell you what I love about this. I love the fact that he's refusing to back down. I love the fact that he is standing on what he believes, and he is unwilling to go with the twerking. He is unwilling to twerk it up like the way these guys want him to twerk it up. He just refused. He's like, no. I understand that this is the LeBron James network, but I'm not going to do it. And I think that what he's doing is he's gaining a lot of respect from a lot of people in the sports ecosystem. A lot of people that watch ESPN get nauseated with their constant twerking and their constant lying and their constant pandering and their constant inflation of topics of LeBron. It's like, when does this stop? When do we get another viewpoint in here? When do we get somebody else that's not a LeBron ass kisser up here? Like, when is this new person going to come? And then when people like this take center stage, all of a sudden for people like us, it's like, oh my God, this is a breath of fresh air. Thank God. Okay, these people exist. We just thought it was just this one group of people. Now, obviously, this is going to piss off a lot of LeBron supporters because they're so used to ESPN feeding them this nonsense on a daily basis. But for us, we're like, finally, a breath of fresh air. So if PK ever sees this video, man, keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work. A lot of us support your message. A lot of us support your conviction and your passion. Like, don't let these people bully you into a position. Nah, say what you believe and stand on it. Don't let these guys sit up there and twerk it up and then try to pull you into it and pour honey all over you. No. Y'all keep it over there. So shout out to him, man. I appreciate him standing on business and not backing down to some of these jokers out there. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.